Well, obviously, a great start. That's an understatement. I don't know if we've started 3-0 since we've been here. So to be able to do that, especially against a club like that, we have so much respect for with the arms that they have on the front end, and really respect for Evansville. Was curious to see how our guys would respond after being up 2-0. Then we had an off day. It would have been real easy. It's cold. It would have been real easy to relax and not come out here ready to go. I thought the key to the game, the main key, I expected Evansville to try to punch us early, and they did. They got a single and then a double. They had second and third, but Jack was able to get the punch outs, the strikeouts there, and leave them stand there on second and third and stop the momentum. And then we respond with 5 runs in the bottom. And I think that kind of set the tone for the weekend and really showed our mentality coming into game 3. And being new with this team, obviously, not sure how they will handle a position to win all 3. But Jack Klein, 6 innings, 10 strikeouts. His strike percentage, I'd love to see it. I think it was really high. He had a 3-pitch command there. And then we went to Malcolm Brown, wanted a strike thrower, and Malcolm has really worked hard with Coach Cox on just sharpening up his overall stuff. He's been a strike thrower, which is what we want in that situation, but now he's got some weapons in there and a lot better stuff. And then to be able to finish it with the run rule, that was a good ending to the weekend.
With so many new pieces, how important was it to get a fast start like y'all were able to this weekend, and just to kind of show that this group can find success?
Yeah, I think these guys, they know that they're talented, but as a group, you're always wondering, hey, are we good enough? Do we have the pieces? Do we have the starters, the bullpen, the defense? And that's another thing. I don't think we had an error in game 2 or game 3. Maybe one error in the first game on a pickoff, and that's it. So 1 or 2 errors all weekend. That was, to be honest with you, the thing that I was watching the most, is how our defense is going to be. But it just instills a lot of confidence that all the work they've put in, and they can do this at this level. And I think it's a team that's going to compete and play hard, and going to be fun to watch.
5 runs in the first inning, that really helps out your pitch.
No doubt. It takes the pressure off, and Jack or whoever else is pitching can expand the zone a little bit, maybe attack a little more with the fastball, knowing he's got some breathing room. But really good to see him on Sunday come out, and that's the key. We got a shutdown inning after we scored 5, put up a 0, and then we just kept tacking on until we got in their bullpen there in the 9th or the 8th.
A couple different people asking, where'd you find Geck? I mean,
well,
he's just playing great this weekend.
Well, need to give a lot of credit to Noah Sanders, who was with us for 7 years. He recruited him from California. And, Ryan Geck could be a D1 tight end. It's 6'4", 6'5", 225, 230. He runs really good. He could play first. He could play right. He could play left. And just a team guy. He's kind of got that easygoing California attitude where he's just, every game's not live or die, and has a great approach, trying to stay in the middle of the field.
You touched on it a little bit, but talk about Jack's performance
Yeah.
today. What did he do well? And talk about his journey to get to be in the Sunday starting role.
Yeah, it started last year. Last 5 or 6 weekends of the year, maybe 7th week. He had, I think, 7 starts there at the end, but earned a job on Sunday, and then down the stretch started the championship game at Tennessee Tech to win the regular season. And just I don't know if he gave up a run all fall. And nothing's overpowering. There's not many pitches, in the low to mid-90s, but it's just 3 to 4 pitch command. And he's just a bulldog. He got voted one of our leaders on the team, and so he's earned that. And it started probably the last 1/3 of the season.
Coach, you and Coach Parker both talked a lot about playing offense
Right.
this season. You mentioned at times, that kind of relied on the long ball too much as a team last season.
Sure.
Especially, how important is that, especially earlier in the year when it's tougher to get the ball out of Gary Open Field? It seemed like everybody got involved offensively today, especially.
Yeah, it's a great question. At the tournament, offensively, we've not been great, and that's one thing we really wanted to point at this fall is playing offense, moving runners. Trey Hill had an RBI. It was second and third, 1 out, a great at bat. We hit behind some runners. I think we've stolen maybe 10 bases. We haven't bunted yet, but that's in our bag, so to speak. Geck hits the double off the wall and those other things, but just be more dynamic, because there's going to be times like Deverman, the game number 2 guy, the All-American, shut us down. We had 1 swing. and that was it. And so a guy like that, you may have to drag or push bunt just to get him off the mound. And we're going to need that again. And then, you know, it's 41 degrees, wind blowing in out of the north 10 to 15. You're not going to stand there and drive the ball out of the yard. There's a few balls we hit today that in a month or two are going to be out of here, but not yet. And so we talked about, even in our approach early in the day, of hitting low line drives, and these guys listen and execute because they trust our coaching staff.
Was there anything you saw or learned about your guys this weekend that you maybe didn't expect coming into the season?
I don't know about didn't expect, but there's question marks. Can we come back, or do we lay down? You know, your character of your team. I know that we're going to fight back. A lot of times a telltale sign is how they handle when they're up big. Do they relax? Do they let their foot off the gas? And we didn't, and we preach that. But if you don't finish a team and let them climb back in it, then you activate their bullpen and it changes the entire game. And I was excited to see them not let their foot off the gas and finish the game.
Thanks,
All right, thanks guys. Go.